big upsets this year, like Pacquiao losing to Jeff Horn and stuff. Do you think that's the upset of the year?
I think so. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I hadn't been a big favourite going into the fight. For me, it's a big upset. Yeah, it is an upset, no doubt about that. And but you've got to take into consideration his shoulder. He weren't letting the shots. He wasn't flowing, was he? His punches weren't flowing. And I think part of that probably mentally, you know, with his shoulder. But you know, it held up for the 12 rounds. So now, now what he's got to do is. Get Christmas out of the way, and we will try hard if we can make a rematch for the spring.
Very big setback for his career, isn't it?
It is a setback. You know, any loss is a setback. You're a champion, you lose your title, but you know, champions come back and win it. We've seen loads of fighters over the years. I think Nigel Benn lose his title, Eubanks lose his title. You know, lots of guys do it, and it's all about coming back and regaining them.
Francis, it was the 5th that his nose was broken when he was that
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was a bit of bleeding.
When he was bloodied, when he was bloodied up.
And it's just, just being on the ropes all the time was not, weren't good tactics in my opinion.
Frank, apologies if you already mentioned. So the shoulder was just more of a mental block. So there's nothing.
I don't know. Physically. I mean, it didn't seem that he was too worried, did he? I mean, I don't think there's any complaints about that. It's just, it can be. And you've got to get. You do all the sparring. I'm sure he's tested the life out of it in sparring. But when it comes to the fight, that's a different thing. It's not sparring, is it? Nobody can just say, "Oh, stop, hold up here." You carry on. You got to fight. And but he did. He could have. He could have won the fight. I think he let the other fella make it his fight, and he looked the aggressor all the time by coming forward. And obviously that caught the judge's eyes.
Do you think he came back too soon?
Sorry?
Do you think James came back too soon?
No, I don't. I mean, he's come back and he's had his fight. That's it. I mean, I just think he got his tactics wrong.
Provide many similar situations in your long career as a promoter.
Have I seen that happen before? They have loads of times. I mean, it's nothing unusual, is it? As I say, I mean, I think even Lee Selby, I thought he was going to have an easier night than he had. Just these guys, people come to fight. They come in to take your world title. If they fancy the job, and you let them into the fight, they're going to take advantage of it. And I think that that the fight for James. I think if James had stamped his authority on it as soon as early on in the fight, it would have been a different result.
Frank, you said before that James takes his foot off the gas. Do you think that's what's happened again today as well?
I think I've seen him where, and we was talking about it the other day, before the press conference and during the press conference. I've seen him in fights where the middle rounds he lets it slip away from him, and then he jumps on them at the in the latter rounds, and I've seen him do that on numerous occasions. And he was saying he thinks that was because of his shoulder, because he was worried about that he weren't going to last the fight. I just don't. I think what he was trying to do is he's naturally he's a counter puncher. That's how he fights. A southpaw, he's a counter puncher. And I think when he was on the ropes, he just wasn't letting his shots go. He wasn't. It was single shots where you like to see him put 3 or 4 together. And I'd like to see him, be more authoritative with his jab. He's got a really good jab to come out and use his jab. And certainly when he was, that guy, every time he'd come in, he was dropping his left hand, he was leaning forward. I want to see some uppercuts come in there. But I'm sure he'll look at it. As I say, he's been out for a while, and he's got to get back in there and do it.
How tough mentally would it be for James to come back from this fight?
Sorry?
How tough mentally would it be?
Well, it's got to be tough. You've got to be. If you're a boxer and you're a champion, you've got to be tough mentally. That's what it's all about, isn't it? You're a bad day at the office. You've got to push it to the back of your mind. You've got to learn from it. Back in the ring again, or back in the office again, and show him what you made of it. I mean, it's not like he's a washed-up fighter, is it? I mean, he's still a young man. He's only 30, and he's not. What's he had now, James? About 25. 25. I mean, that's not a lot of fights for a guy these days.
He was talking in the ring afterwards about making changes. So do you think he needs big changes, or just look to?
I don't know what his change is going to be. I mean, he's that's up to him. I mean, I know what I'm going to say when I see him, but I mean that's between me and. If he might not want to hear it, might tell him to piss up, mind my own business. But the facts are as you watch it, and you can only say what you think. And that's why I went to the corner at the 10th round. I said, "You're behind in this fight. You're behind. You need to win these next 2 rounds at least." And in the last round, I jumped out, and I don't see him turn around. I said, "James, you've got to knock him out. Get out there. You've got to knock him out." And I screamed at him, and he looked at me quizzically, and I thought,
Anyway. Jack fights, anything else?
Oh, yeah, they were tough fights for him. But he's had a nice break, hasn't he? It's not like he's been, you know, he's had much as he's had to the operation. His body's had a good time to recuperate and get over that.
When
In the build up to the fight, obviously James is coming off the back of a serious injury. We've just mentioned the Badou Jack fight, but for me the most palpable bit of fight week was James saying that he wanted a nice easy one, getting back into the ring with a nice easy one. Did that set alarm bells off in your head as somebody who's been around the sport for a long time?
I didn't make the match. I did not make either of the matches.
Irrespective of that, did you worry about it? Did you think in your head, you know, maybe you shouldn't be saying that before a world title fight?
Not really, because when you, I mean, the fight, I think, I'll tell you something about James, he's honest. And he'll say it, you know, somebody else might be a bit more cunning and say, oh, he's a tough side who I'm fighting, you know, he's going to be, and they'll sort of big themselves up by beating him. But I think James is pretty much of a, you know, he is honest as he says things, and I think, you know, coming off the injury, he's been out the ring, he had a tough fight before the injury. Yeah, you know, I think I was saying in the press conference, you know, we want to set him up for a nice fight for next year. Not that we want, you know, I didn't want to see him in a war. I thought, you know, I actually thought, you know, if he can get sort of 5 or 6 rounds under his belt, great. Have a Christmas, then bang, we're off in the years. But obviously that wasn't to be. I don't know if there was complacency or not. I'm not sure about that.
When people talk about making changes for a boxer, they usually mean the trainers.
I don't know. I've got no idea. I have no idea about that. That's up to him and his team. I don't know what they're going to do. You know, even if they are going to, I've got no idea. I've not heard that, nor had any conversation with them about it.
Frank, I know you're not Caleb's promoter, but could you see him beating any of the other British champions?
He's tough. Listen, he's tough. He comes forward. You know, he didn't back off, did he? I mean, he's got a good engine. He's done well. I mean, he's just had a great day at the races. He's come away with a prize. Not one person who expected him to do that, did they? Let's all be honest. But he done it.
So, contractually now, James is a free agent. Is that right?
James is with Al Heyman.
Yeah. But I mean, promotionally. Now it's like back to the drawing board.
So, Lee Selby's winner. He signed it. He's got a 3-fight deal with me.
Right. So James, now you'll sit down and make him an offer again? Is that?
Yeah, I'd like to see him. I honestly would like to see James win him. You know, I was really sort of pleased with him and I were working together again. And you know, I would like to sit down and try and help him. He's got a good team. He's got a good team with, you know, Al Heyman and his people. But I would like to help him. Yeah.
Had you been making the match, right? Would you put him in with Truax?
Would I put him in with that fella?
Yeah, you did.
I don't know. You know, it's very easy to say. Yeah, I mean, it weren't the worst match in the world, was it? On paper, no one, you know, a lot of people, as I say, thought the guy was going to be pretty much you know, he was going to win it. But you know, I think we look too much into that. The fella came and took his opportunity to fight for a world title. That's what you do. You get your opportunity, you come and do it. You know, we had Carl Frampton a couple of weeks ago with that Mexican guy who come over. I mean, he didn't come over to lay down. The Mexican, I don't know, that Mexican even got to the end of that fight tonight. You know, bearing in mind he came in 8 pounds overweight.
It's all close part plans for next year. I think your plan made us sort that. There's Callum Smith.
I didn't know. I really want to make him and provide a new win. I'd like to say the fate. If Billy Joe comes through, I was looking to try and make that next year. That's the fight I want, which I thought was a great fight. 2 undefeated world champions.
Do you think James definitely fights again?
Yeah, I don't think he'll retire. You know, he just had a bad day at the office.